Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the 10-Minute Marvel Podcast. I'm your host, Petter, and today with me is, wait, where is he? Oh no, Thanos snapped, and Greg is gone. Well, at least there's still one of us here to do the podcast. Now, Greg is on vacation this week, so instead of talking about X-Men 97, I'm going to be running through some of the news, not all of it, just a few pieces of news that I think are noteworthy in the news and rumors, and then just wrap it up for a quick episode. We'll be back talking about X-Men 97, episode 4 and 5 next week. But before we get to all of that, I just want to thank you all for checking out the podcast. Yes, I'm doing Greg's spiel here. If you're enjoying this content, share it with your friends. We really do appreciate everybody who is listening, and we hope that you enjoyed enough that you're interested in sharing it with people you think would be interested as well in all this Marvel content. You can find the podcast wherever you get your friendly neighborhood podcasts from. Subscribe, leave a rating and review. Check it out over on YouTube. I've been opening up boxes of the Marvel superhero set for Magic the Gathering. So if you're interested in that, check that out. You can also find us on Facebook, searching for 10-Minute Marvel, or use hashtag 10MinMarvel on Twitter. But let's get into those rumors, and we're going to kick it off first here with a rumor from James Mackwell, one of the scooper people that we mention fairly often. They are saying that in Avengers Doomsday, there is going to be a member of the new Avengers who dies. Now, this doesn't necessarily super shock me. If I had to guess, I'm thinking Red Guardian. Red Guardian makes a lot of sense. I think it would be something that could push Yelena Belova to maybe unleash Sentry to some extent. So that'd be who I'd expect there. You certainly have other options. I don't think they're going to kill off Bucky. They're not going to kill off Yelena. Johnny May's Ghost. Sure, Ghost could get killed off, but you're losing a lot of kind of the impact that you would have from Red Guardian being killed off. Next up, we have some new concept art for Avengers Doomsday. Now, this kind of shows three different groups. You have the X-Men group, you have the Fantastic Four group, and then you have the Avengers group. It is pointed out in this poster that Namor is not part of that. I think that could be because Namor works with Doom at some point in time, and so he's really not aligned, at least consistently throughout the whole movie, with any given faction. And personally, I like that pretty well. I think that that'd be a good way to handle that care. Now, this one is a little bit of news, a little bit of rumors. There was a teaser trailer for Spider-Man. We talked about how there might be a trailer for that. Looked like it was the teaser trailer that showed up, particularly in Asia for that, where you got to see a little bit more of the Hulk. But I want to also talk about the Hulk here for Doomsday, because Lego sets, toys, things like that, not Doomsday, but for Spider-Man Brand New Day, oh yes it is, they're starting to come out because that movie is not far away at this point. It's 19 days away. Do you have your tickets? We don't yet, but we're nailing down when we're going to go see it. But all of them have a green Hulk in them. Now, I think it's possible we might get a gray Hulk and we get a couple different versions or like iterations of hulking out in this, but I think it's primarily going to be green Hulk. I think the gray Hulk thing was a rumor, and then with that one trailer, people really tried to read into it. Just based off of the lighting, I've always thought he still looked fairly green. Now, this little bit here comes from Kevin Fiege, and it's an interesting little tidbit. So, it's rumor, but not really rumor. This is news at this point. Kevin Feige's quote here: "If you're a fan of Yelena, wait until Avengers Doomsday. Yelena plays a big part in that. But if you don't want to wait until then, you might get to see or you might see Yelena a bit sooner in the movies. Now, there are 2 movies that are coming out prior to Doomsday. You might be like, no, Petter, there's 1 movie that's coming out prior to Doomsday. Yes-ish. There's 2 coming out in terms of, we have Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's the most likely spot that she's going to show up. But we're also getting a re-release of Avengers Endgame in theaters with new footage. Now, that new footage could be stuff that was previously shot for the movie and it's still like they just added it back in. I don't think that's the case. I think that they are shooting or did shoot new things for Avengers Endgame to tie it into Doomsday. Now, that is a little bit odd to me. I don't know if I fully love it because it makes it feel a little bit like the movies between don't matter as much, and there are some really good coming like movies in that group. Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four being 2 that are just phenomenal for it. But yeah, there is that. And then just going back, one final one here to talk about. So this week's 10-minute Marvel is going to be much closer to 10 minutes. I still tried to pack it in with a lot of news. But before I get to this last one, let's just, again, I mentioned at the beginning that I've been opening up Marvel Magic the Gathering. So Marvel Superheroes set that just came out a couple weeks ago and opened up a couple of booster boxes of that. You can go check that out. As well as over the long term with this, I'm going to be working on completing my set of this Magic the Gathering set. I want to have 1 of each card. I did that previously, almost completed it, not for Spider-Man. I do need to work on that as well, but for the Lord of the Rings set. But if you're interested in this and kind of interested in the journey, I'll probably talk about and open up packs from time to time for this Marvel Superhero set over on the YouTube channel. So check that out there. The final thing, and this I don't think is a real surprise to anyone. We talked about it a little bit last week, but now we're getting pretty close. A week and 2 weeks away, basically. Yeah, 2 weeks away. Yeah, till San Diego Comic-Con. A little bit less than that, actually, I think. And San Diego Comic-Con, Marvel is going to have a Hall H panel. So what's that Hall H panel going to have? It's supposed to be Doomsday focused. I say supposed to be. I think it's a possibility. We're going to get some other stuff thrown in there as well. But X-23 comes up fairly shortly after that. And it's worth noting, X-23, they're probably going to want to have some stuff for that. They definitely will re-show a Doomsday trailer, which the expectation is San Diego Comic-Con. We're going to get that first Doomsday trailer, release it there, get the hype, give people a chance then to see it on the big screen with Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's also worth noting that Spider-Man Brand New Day is not going to be the focus of this Marvel Hall H panel because, first off, it's Sony that's promoting that one, and Sony has its own panel for Spider-Man Brand New Day. The other thing potentially we could get, I wouldn't be shocked if maybe this is our first look at the Vision show, but again, it's a show, so maybe they'll want to save that for D23. D23 then could focus on, you would have your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and Vision as the Vision Quest as the focuses for that. So what would I expect beyond potentially a trailer? I think that this could be the first chance that they have to do some casting announcements, maybe for the X-Men, maybe for characters who haven't been in other things, or haven't been announced for like Doomsday, but it makes sense to bring back for Secret Wars. So some of the X-Men characters who weren't part of the chairs, things like that would be what I would expect from this, with a real focus on Doomsday itself, and then just kind of that little quick tease for something more. But yeah, let us know your thoughts. And I'm wrapping up here. This is a pretty short episode of the 10-Minute Marvel Podcast. I just wanted to make sure we got something out this week. Every now and again, we do take a week off, but we just did that recently, so I wanted to catch up on the news and rumors from this past week. Let me know your thoughts. What do you hope that they're going to announce or talk about at San Diego Comic-Con and Hall H? Drop that on the podcast over on YouTube. And yeah, like I said at the beginning, we appreciate everybody who's checking out the podcast. So with that, we'll see you next time.